Good afternoon, everybody, and to whoever who may be watching this. My name is Jose Brazaban, and I will be presenting my presentation today on detecting drug abuse in sports. Some background information on the subject. Weightlifters began to use steroids after World War II. Many suspicions that the Soviet competitors of the early 1950s were using testosterone as a way of building muscle, which led to American weightlifters to also try it. In 1958, methandrosterone, marketed as Dianabol, was released as a drug that gave anabolic effects without androgenic side effects. In 1984, the USOC became the first sports organization to conduct testing in the United States. Since this inception, the USOC has conducted announced testing for all major events at a minimal rate of 3,500 samples per year. Some people that we can see on the presentation that were known for using steroids are Arnold Schwarzenegger, Canadian Olympic runner Ben Johnson, and former road racing cyclist and champion Lance Armstrong. Some detecting drug abuse facts are that there are 5 different types of drug laboratory tests, which are urine, saliva, blood, hair, and rapid tests. The initial immunoassay and confirmatory, which is the gas chromatography mass spectrometry, or GCMS for short test, are the methods most commonly utilized to test for drugs. Using a combination of both tests allow a high level of sensitivity and specificity, meaning there is extremely low chance of false positives or negatives, which gives a whole lot better results for when you're trying to test for drugs. And we can see here that there are, in the little yellow cup is the urine test, obviously, in the top right, which is saliva testing. Bottom left is blood, and then you see hair sampling or hair testing down in the bottom right. Some detection times of steroids. So oral steroids are usually faster acting than injectable steroids and provide a significant boost in a quick manner, although their total active duration is usually short-lived due to typical short half-lives. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, injectable steroids make up the largest group of anabolics, and as such, while oral steroids provide fast and amazing gains, and gains made through injectable use are far more stable and often easier to maintain as well. And we can see over on the left side of the screen, you have some examples of oral steroids, like the Dianabol that I mentioned before, and then on the right, we have some injectable steroids. The half-lives can measure between, for injectable steroids, from as little as 3 days in Masteron to 15 days in things such as Decadurabolon. Some science behind drug testing. Drug tests rely on antibodies that are the building blocks of your body's immune system to detect an illicit substance within the sample. Immunoglobulin proteins, which are antibodies, come from our white blood cells and help our bodies fight off pathogens and other threats. In order to test for the presence of this antibody within a user's system, drug researchers need to find a different antibody that will create a desired reaction to the druggy antibody. In some cases, they even use color dye or fluorescence to enhance the effect. To simplify the process, the drug test involves searching for a specific antibody produced by our body as a byproduct of using a specific drug. So basically, the basis of this, or the summary of it really, is just after using the drug, what they look for is just the excess trash or waste that is produced from the antibodies or white blood cells after the white blood cells are trying to fight it off in your body. They're just looking for the extra waste and trash, really. Some current regulations on drug abuse in sports. At the Olympic level, the IOC accredited laboratories annually report the number of samples tested and the number of positive tests by sports and substances. Efforts have been made to increase the number of samples collected each year using short and no-notice testing. Presently, the percentage of samples that test positive for AASs, which are just an acronym for the different types of steroids, has plateaued at about 1%, which you may not think is a lot, but it is. It's a whole lot. The NFL. At the NFL level, which is professional football, they began testing for illegal drugs for AASs around 1985 to 1986. Since 1990, colleges such as UCLA and Indiana University together have tested approximately 8,000 samples per year for AASs or steroids, collected year-round from approximately 2,400 players. With NCAA, which is the college level, data from a variety of sources points to the fact that are at the college level. Men's sports like football, basketball, track and field, baseball, and swimming, and even women's sports such as track and field swimming, diving, and softball all have steroid use present. From various studies, done over the years, figures as low as 5%, which was in 1994, and as high as 15%, which was the following year in 1995, have been presented for the fraction of college athletes using steroids. The low number was from the study funded by the NCAA in 1994. And these are my references for my presentation. I hope that you enjoyed it and you have a wonderful rest of your day.